What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Episode 18 coming at you live. We might be like 7 minutes late, but it's fine. What's going on, guys? Juice Wayne,
Time to
Kyle,
put it
we got
on.
X. Oh, okay, at least as if it's not obvious or anything. What's going on, boys? How we doing
Yeah, what's
today?
up? I'm swell. Very swell.
It's another
Can't
good
complain.
one.
Indubitably. Indubitably.
Just another
Absolutely.
Sunday.
True. I just had a bunch of games come out.
Emphatically.
They're fucking fire. It's a good
Oh
time.
yeah, we did have a bunch of games come out.
It's a
You've
damn
been
good
you've
time.
I
been
had new
on the
Persona.
grind.
Yeah, dude.
I know Kyle's been on that grind.
I've been
for
grinding
sure.
like crazy. I got how many hours I got in Persona? It came out Friday. I've already got like 15 hours.
Damn,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Been playing a little bit of Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. We played through we played through all of Suicide Squad up to like some of the end game shit.
What do you think of Suicide Squad?
It is honestly, it's a great game when you don't have a bitch in your ear telling you it's bad.
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of where I'm at.
Facts.
It's not a perfect game. It's not gonna win any awards. It's not on my list of, game of the year candidates. But the gameplay is really fun. The gunplay feels good. The guns look and sound cool. The effects are cool for a looter shooter. Traversal is amazing. Feels really good. Performances and story are really solid. Um, it's grindy and repetitive and shameless, but that's what a looter shooter is. So you kind of sign up for that. We got about 30 hours in, and then we were like, you know what? New content comes out in March, and we're gonna give them some time to put some patches out to get new content out. And that's kind of where we're sitting. It's a very solid game. I think. I don't know if I'd recommend people go out and buy it for $70. I think the game would have been really, really solidly received at like 40 or 50. Um, in fact, if I had my way, if they put me in charge of Rocksteady tomorrow, what I would do is I would make the game free to play and then give everyone like that bought the game a year pass and then charge per seasons like Destiny does. Because then you get people in on the base game and they play it and they realize, hey, it's actually good. Because right now no one's playing it because the whole internet wants the game to fail, so no one's like buying in and checking it out. So
Naturally.
realistically, your game's gonna end up dying unless you release DLC that's just so fucking phenomenal that you pull a bunch of people in when it goes on sale. But the thing is all of the seasonal content that they're releasing is free. So you're not going to make a whole lot of profit off of those people that come in on a sale. There is an in-game store with some costumes in it, and those costumes are kind of ass cheeks right now. But I think they could do a lot more with it, especially if the game were free. I'm never a big fan of a microtransaction store in a full paid game. I think that's kind of shitty. Honestly, with a lot of these live service-esque games, charging box price is kind of weird. So I don't understand why they didn't make it cheaper or free. It almost kind of feels like they made a real decent game and then just kind of made some decisions like they're wanting it to fail. But I mean, as far as the game itself is concerned, we had a great time with it. In fact, we were playing it last night, and we were gonna play it all night last night. But we got into a late game mission where you have to. So the way it works is you have to grind missions to get these special coins that allow you to buy in to special end game missions called incursions. That's what they're called. And those incursions give you special item sets. So right now there's a Bane set going on, and when you have so many items in a set, they give you a set bonus. All the weapons and stuff do different things, have different effects. It's pretty cool. And we got into a mission like that, and it bugged out, and there was one enemy that wouldn't die. It was like invincible and bugged out. And when you couldn't kill that one enemy, it stopped you from finishing the mission. And so we were like, if we have to grind materials to get into these missions, and then the missions are going to bug out even like 10 to 20% of the time, it's gonna piss us off. So that's why we're
Yeah.
like, set it aside. We'll come back to it later. I don't want to come to hate this game like I do Destiny when I put 300 hours into it, and then we're like, wow, everything sucks.
Yeah.
So it's buggy, it's weird, but it's also pretty phenomenal. So it's good, but it's complicated.
Interesting. It's a little
Fair enough.
different from what I saw. So yeah, I didn't really understand the
I mean,
gameplay. I saw some streams.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
that's always been that way with with those games.
Newer ones.
Arkham City wasn't like exactly. I wouldn't think anybody would say it's the greatest one, but man, each time the game was still fun to play. Arkham City
Oh,
was still fun,
100%.
and Arkham Knight was still fun.
100%.
There's a lot of. I mean, I get it. Arkham Knight is so long. It's so grindy. I mean, going around and getting all the Riddler trophies and stuff.
Those are back,
But
by
like,
the way.
oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's fun.
The Riddler
They're
trophies are a
wonderful.
fucking pain, bro.
Yeah, they're traversal
Such
challenges.
a pain.
Wait, is
Why are you making me
Man.
think?
is
Yeah.
Suicide Squad a WB game?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's in the Arkhamverse. I feel like some of us know that here we talk about it, but it's I feel like DC Comics fans, just like Marvel fans sometimes, are pretty vocal. I feel like they are
I believe
quick
the word you're looking for is rabid.
yeah, exactly. And I mean and when you mix those groups with the looter shooter crowd, which is also
Oh,
kind of
God.
rabid, I mean, you get a
Yeah.
bunch of people that you interact with and you swear their helmets are on too tight. Like it's just it's really hard to interface with sometimes, and it was really insane to see that just based on a couple trailers shown early on, that snowballed into like almost the entirety of the internet that is like in that space
Yeah.
essentially wanting the game to fail. I mean, it was so weird to me, and usually I'm not on this side of this whole thing. Usually if a game looks shitty and we're all betting it's going to fail, usually there's a reason for it, and I feel like I'm on the weird side that's like I'm going to make my own opinion on it, and I actually ended up liking it a lot. Cuz even now, I mean, we have a lot of reviewers that came out post launch when the embargo came up and they said, "Hey, we were wrong. This game is actually a lot better than we anticipated it being." And then there's also a lot of creators who before it came out said this game is fucking awful, it's going to suck. And then it came out and they're like, "Yeah, I was totally right." And it's very polarizing.
Well,
Honestly, it's almost worth it to get it and play it just to like experience that, to be a part of the discussion that's happening, because it is really interesting. It's something we don't get very often.
when you listen to publications like IGN religiously, you're
Christ.
always gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, IGN didn't get a review code for this game because they had a
Oh,
guy.
is that why they're so mad?
Yeah, exactly. So they had a guy come out during an early preview and say something about the game not being very good or that they didn't like it. And WB didn't send him a review code for that. And ever since then, all they have done about that game is publish terrible things about it. And
Wow.
it's like at first they did a weird review where the review gave it a score lower than Redfall, which was kind of wild. But then beyond that, they
Wow.
went out and they made a whole article about how they didn't think that the game did honor to Kevin Conroy's performance as Batman, since it's one of his last performances. And it feels so weird and ham-fisted and unnecessary, and it feels targeted. It's
Yeah.
it's been a very, very weird time for IGN, and it is not a good look, I'll be honest.
That actually
They some
reminds
haters,
me.
bro.
That's straight up.
I need to
Yeah.
follow up with WB because I just applied for a product analyst position a couple
Oh
last
shit.
week.
They're
But
about to say, "Listen, this game, it's fine. We sold 7 copies. We'd love to hire you, but we're about to lay off 1,100 people. So, good luck."
Damn, man.
anyway,
That's got me really kind of really wanting to go back and play the Batman games again.
They're good, man. They're really fucking good. And I
I love
really
them.
do recommend if you guys are at all in that looter shooter space, I think Suicide Squad is definitely worth a play. I don't
Yeah.
regret buying it for $80.
I'll probably end up picking it up after I get through the fucking RP fucking bug that's in my brain still.
I hear you.
Anyways, we have our lovely guest, X, Mario, Kaizo, Connoisseur, Metrovania, side platform scroller, fucking Connoisseur. How you doing, my dude? How is life? What you been playing?
What's up, guys?
Hey,
Thanks for
Laser.
having me on, and this is a lot of fun, and life's good. Yeah, so I've been playing The Messenger, which is an older Metroidvania. I am hearing myself. Hold on. Why am I hearing myself? Oh,
That's
that's
got
why.
monitoring on.
Stop. All right, boom. Sorry, my bad. Yes, The Messenger, older Metroidvania. It's got some really cool things. It kind of starts out like um, almost like Castlevania. It looks more side screen and not anything special. And then it starts dropping some really cool stuff. You end up traveling in the future. When that happens, all the levels you went to, you can go back, and there's points where you have to go between the future and the past to get to different paths. It's great reuse sets, games, some funner areas that you missed. Very cool stuff.
Interesting.
Love that.
I
That
love
and
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
re-
breaking
I've
up
been
a bit.
replaying. I was
I
telling
can't even tell what he's saying
Come
now.
back, brother.
no, go for it. What? Me? We're getting
Okay.
like hurricane force winds over here.
Oh, great.
Am I?
Yeah, it sounds like it's affecting your internet a little
Yeah,
bit.
so I'm trying to.
Sometimes
there.
you sound perfectly fine.
all
Other
of a sudden,
times it's like we hear one word.
There we go.
That was happening. That's happening in Fremont. For anyone who's familiar with the Bay Area, we have a big fat metal table in our backyard. I mean, thick boy, and that whole thing got fucking flipped over by the wind.
Oh my
Really?
god.
Oh my
And
god!
I saw that, and I was like, guys, that's not. I was like, that's a heavy fucking table, and the wind knocked it over. I was like, all right, we're fucked.
That's
Our house is
not
dead,
light
bro.
stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
he's
gonna
Big
take
back.
the
Bad
whole
Wolf is
house.
outside, my
That's
boy.
a little better.
Word.
That's better. That's better. He's
For
back.
now, yeah, it's better.
Alrighty.
Okay. Anyway, you were talking about the
For now, yeah,
messenger.
let's hope.
Please.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, the messenger. So I like anything that reuses assets in like a unique way.
Right.
And that's one of the best things about that game is like being able to go back through, see new paths where you're like looking before and being like, there's no way I can get to that exit on the side of the screen. And then you're like, oh, that's what that was. And that little connection just makes everything super cool.
Okay.
Game lacks a little
Yeah.
bit in combat because it's really only just one thing. You just run forward and slash. It's happening again, isn't it? There it is.
No, you're good. We can hear you.
You just run forward and slash, and that's really all you have. Another cool mechanic is every time you hit something, you can get another jump. So it makes you strategically think about what you need to attack before you jump across like a pit because you have to have a plan to get across. It's very
That is
cool.
really
It's great, and it's an older game. I did get it off. Anybody who's watching this, I think it's still on sale on Steam for only like $5. It was
Oh, damn.
steal, absolute steal.
It's I love kind of games like that. Traditionally I've never been a huge like Metroidvania fan because I really enjoy exploration in games, but for some reason in some of these Metroidvania titles, like I have a really hard time backtracking through levels because sometimes they make you go crazy and go way back, and it's my brain's not made for that, I think. But I do
Again.
love kind of this angle of like using combat as also a part of your traversal kit. So something that I've been playing recently that's really kind of relevant to that is I don't know if you've had a chance to try it, but the new Prince of Persia game that came out a couple weeks ago. It is a side-scrolling Metroidvania masterpiece. It's fucking phenomenal. It's got really in-depth combat. It is an absolutely gorgeous game, and it is like Metroidvania to a T. Made by one of Ubisoft's better studios. Really well received. I highly
Toronto?
recommend it. I've had a great time with it. What?
So
Is
that
it
was
Toronto?
actually funny what you were mentioning earlier. Sorry,
Oh, no, I was
you
asking
said
the
Toronto,
studio, the
Ubisoft Toronto.
Ubisoft studio.
I'm
Oh
looking
yeah,
it up right
yeah.
now. Which one made it? I think it is. Oh, it just says Ubisoft. It's Montreal.
Montreal. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't want to say Toronto.
Makes
Oh,
sense.
that no, wait, that was that was the Sands of Time. The Lost Crown was by.
I mean, those games are always really fun. Like when you go through the story, and they give you an item to go through the story again to then explore everything else that you couldn't previously
Yeah,
have
I like
access to.
true.
That's
Yep.
what I like.
True.
Dude, for some
Very
reason,
much so.
the internet does
I know
not want
you've
to tell me
been.
which Ubisoft studio. Oh, it's Ubisoft Montpellier.
Oh, that.
Montpellier.
Oh, is that
Montpellier.
the France one or whatever?
Yeah, it's apparently it's like
Those no, that means salt.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I have no idea what that is.
I know you also been working on some Kaizo levels, right? Of your
Yeah,
own.
yeah. So I'm building my own Kaizo hack. It's a lot of work that I wasn't really intending. I thought really I could just build a level and like everything's there, but man, starting to learn how ASM works and how like RAM and free RAM work within the realm of what's going on in your level. It's crazy. It's gotten so in depth. I was just saying earlier, uh there's a level design contest every year called KLDC, and people have been making these huge strides to where someone was able to reprogram all the assets of Super Mario World to be a top-down plane shooter
Oh,
for like
what?
3 or 4 levels.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. So it runs Koopas at you like you're playing like Galaga or something, or what are those old R-Type,
Yeah.
stuff like
1942,
that.
Like twin
Very,
stick shooter,
very,
maybe.
yeah, 1942 exactly. Yeah, twin stick
Oh, I hear you.
shooter. There you go. Um,
yeah.
it's very, very cool stuff, man. And it's only gotten bigger. The pandemic, everybody had time to learn something, and a lot of people, started making Mario hacks. We had a huge creator influx of all these first time creators, all these people who came back because they didn't think they ever had time to make another hack. Some of the craziest stuff, and it's just only getting bigger, and it's getting more and more detailed and crazier. We have now hacks that aren't supposed to be beaten by people, but are being beaten by people. Stuff that people thought was only tasks applicable, and human beings are dead. Somebody couple thousand hours on the hardest RTA viable hack, Hacker's Dreams. Um, and it's getting to watch that kind of stuff is so crazy. Getting to play it is a little less fun, but
Yeah.
That's nuts.
still,
I
I don't
love shit
know if
like
I could
that,
do it.
man. I really love shit like that. I
it's got
love when there are dedicated like there's a core audience for these like smaller, more niche communities for older titles, especially in like modding communities or ROM hacks. I know like
Mhm.
Pokemon has a pretty big scene for that. That's fucking phenomenal. I have a quick question for you. So you mentioned
yeah,
that
yeah.
some of the hacks are not intended to be beaten by people, or not expected to be. Are there ROM hacks, or is there like a part of the community that makes ROM hacks specifically to like only be completed by tools, like tool assisted?
Absolutely, yeah. And actually, there's a classification for it called PIT, which stands for possible in theory, and
Oh,
it's some of the craziest, fastest, wild things that you've ever seen. Only a couple of people have beaten pit hacks, not many, and I understand why, because it's a lot of. I mean, like Mario. One of the nice, fun things about Mario is the freedom of movement, right? it feels good to jump, and it feels good to clear obstacles. It feels good to bounce off Koopas, smashing turrets, if you would say, perchance.
Smash turds
But
every Sunday.
but when you play these hacks, they reduce your movement so much that sometimes it's just nerve ending and just rage worthy. And I don't know. I think that a lot of people don't have the mental ability to eat some of these hacks.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it would be
And like I
just
said, the one guy who the one guy who beat the hardest hack, it was 1,300 hours. Like I don't think I've ever spent
Oh,
1,300
nah.
hours beating a game.
dude.
Ever. Like
Oh,
Well, I can't say
nah.
that. First of all, I can't go into that, but I do get it. Like it feels really taxing on your brain. You almost have to approach it from like an academic standpoint because it is entirely focused around perfect inputs. You know, I mean, it's about focusing on getting the buttons pressed exactly when you need to, and that's. I mean, in some circles, I know people that would not even consider that playing a game. You know. So
One could
it's
consider
like a
it.
whole different thing.
absolutely, a lot of I get that all the time. What was that?
I was gonna say one could consider it academic.
Academic, I love it.
I mean,
I
I mean,
have a name for my
I'm on
hack
fire
now.
today, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're making a
On
dictionary for
fire.
this.
God. But I don't know, dude. I don't know. I kind of want to try some Kaizo levels just to say I did, but I don't know. I don't know how.
Well, that's the great thing, dude. There's so many beginner hacks that you could definitely beat. You're a good enough gamer. You've played enough games that you could beat these hacks definitely. Um, it's all about starting where it's approachable. There's a famous story about someone who tried Grand Poodle 2, which is a huge, very hard hack as their first hack, and they beat it. It took them like months and months and months of time playing just that, and they never played Kaizo ever again. Never played Kaizo ever
That's the
again.
kind of shit I
It's
would
like
do.
if you start where it's yeah, if you start where it's approachable and you find the fun things you'll play. I stopped playing kind of harder hacks because it just wasn't fun anymore. And like you said, it's mentally taxing. Dying repeatedly at the same thing is
Over
it
and
just
over.
oh bro.
Yeah, dude.
Mhm.
And they also have what they call fast retry now. So before, when you die in Super Mario World, the click, Mario goes up, he goes down, they play the little fanfare, you go back to the map, you go back in. Now they just have it where you die and it just respawns you back where you start. And so the death loop is like faster. It's like you died faster again and again and again. Whereas if you have that little bit to calm down and be like, okay, let me think about like what was I just looking at?
Yep.
What did I do wrong? No. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It is like almost kind of cathartic though, because as someone that has done speed running quite a bit in the past, I put quite a bit of time into learning like 16-star Super Mario 64, some other, Odyssey, other Mario platformer, Sunshine. I feel like it kind of comes from the same place where there is a certain I said it before, there's a catharsis there when you carve out a new section that you're able to do. I mean, it's like very trackable progress when you're either figuring out the inputs that you need in the order you need them and how to do it. I mean, I liken it a lot to tracking times in speed runs, tracking PBs. It's just it's a really weird type of gaming that I think kind of originates way back in like time trials and shit like that. But I mean, just the ability to watch yourself get better and better and better. I think I definitely do kind of see the appeal, even if to a lot of people they would just get pissed and walk away. I think there's definitely a space for a community for that, obviously, since there is. But
And yeah, and I mean, you see it with I think one of the things that is, I don't really like to talk too much good stuff about Twitch, but one of the things that Twitch has done has brought the fact that like there's so many more challenges now.
oh yeah,
No hits and no damage and all these, no death, no saving, no. It's crazy. You look at like Elden Ring runners, like they will just like minimize what they can do so much so that they can play the game again and like have it be a fun challenge. And I think compare mixed with the pandemic and some other things, like it really, just like you said, it turned all those people that are like, oh wait, I love these kind of like really hard things, I can do this and I'm going to try to do it, and then you get hooked.
Yep. No, that's exactly true. Especially the Twitch bit. I grew up watching speedruns. I mean, my friends and I always thought they were cool. I never would have attempted one unless I came to Twitch. I made friends. One of my friends was a Super Mario 64 speedrunner, and I just, I talked to him and he was like, you could do this. And so I did it. And the idea of like that competition, not just on like this huge level where you've got these people on the leaderboards that are ranking, top 5, top 10, whatever. But just even within like viewer brackets or within friend groups on Twitch, I feel like it's really done a lot to kind of revolutionize the speedrunning scene. And we see every day other speedrunners kind of start to gain footholds in these viewer brackets too. I found out about a speed run for this really old Hobbit video game through Twitch, and it's totally phenomenal. It's really great. I think that's a really salient point.
I remember when that game came
Yeah,
out.
that was a long time ago.
That was a long. You know what?
Bring me back to Willow on the NES.
Yep.
Yeah, for real. I was
man.
I was hanging out with Chowder the other day, and we went to go eat some food, and she dragged me to like this half price bookstore kind of place. Of course, she spent hours there, and they had a little. They even had like a little video game like audiobook section, just like a couple old 360 games and stuff. And I saw Fable 2 there, and I was like,
Oh my god.
damn, I am old.
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear
dude.
you.
Fable.
I was like, shit. Now I want to go through my games and make sure I have this, so that maybe I have to come back and buy this. But I'm pretty sure I have a copy of it. But now I know. Now I know
Bro,
where to
I'm
find
gonna-
say Fable 2.
To this day, I've never had a game that has like hit on the same feelings as Fable 1 did for me.
Facts.
It's like, I don't know what it is, but like, and that's not to say that I hold Fable as like one of the greatest games of all time. I think it's a really good game. I had a great time with it, but there's a certain Fable experience that I got when I was younger playing it, and Fable 2 really, that I just have never gotten again. And I have my doubts about whether this Fable remake that's getting worked on is gonna replicate that. For some reason, and it's not even the same thing, but for some reason, I kind of get feelings like that from Avowed, which they're about to release, Obsidian's new game. But God, what a time to be alive, to have lived through Fable, man.
This
To be through that whole Xbox 360 era, holy shit, there was some amazing banger games.
Oh my god, dude! I think back on like the original Xbox, and I'm like, fuck. Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. There was a Jedi Knight game.
Oh my god,
we had some good ass games in that era, man.
Fable just had such a good story. And
the first Fable was on. Was it on the Xbox or was it on the 360?
I think the first one was on the Xbox.
It was.
I'll have to double check on that. Yeah, okay. But honestly, one thing that I think that I really can't say I've seen replicated well coming from Fable is the fact that the more you use something like magic, range, whatever, the more experience you're going to receive in that field. That's one thing I haven't seen like well executed since then, which is kind of wild to me, honestly.
Yeah,
Sir,
man.
have you ever played GTA San Andreas? Because if you
Okay.
have,
Well, I mean, there's that,
then
but
you'll know the more you run, the better your conditioning.
so
The
there's
more you
that.
eat,
You gotta hit that
the
gym.
fatter you get.
That sounds
If
like
you're
real
not-
life, brother. I don't
bro,
want that.
Bro, if you're not
No,
in that
yeah,
gym
yeah.
hitting the weights and like kickboxing, they're just like, yeah, you're skinny or you've been eating too much. I don't know why they got rid of that. By the way, I love that mechanic about San Andreas.
Honestly, I don't
It-
get it.
that was a
It's
good
like
mechanic.
it's just like it makes sense for progression in any kind of game. It's just, I don't know
True.
if it's just difficult to code. Like everybody's like, oh shit, it's basically just a fucking 5-10 more experience bars that we have to fucking code into the game. So let's just say fuck it. You know?
Well, I'm
Like,
gonna be honest though. I think that in some spaces it's very intentionally left out because, I mean, we see a lot with like Ubisoft games, right? That going too all in on one aspect of a game's experience can have an adverse effect. I mean,
yeah.
like look at like their HUDs where they add all these collectibles and bars and shit on your screen, and then you end up hating that. I almost feel like it is like you could put it in
Uh,
there, but a lot of devs are probably going to look at you and say something like, okay, but like, does it enhance the game in any way? And in
Yeah.
GTA, kind of, because like running around, other than when you're stealing somebody's car, is like your main move, method of movement and shit. So it kind of adds to the game, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
I think there
just
Yeah.
was I don't remember which Final Fantasy it was, but when you when you used a weapon, when you equipped a weapon, like you had to kill so many people with that weapon, and then you got to keep the like bonus stats from the weapon
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
after
that's,
you took the weapon.
I think that's 7 Remake.
Some of
Maybe some
those are
others,
pretty
but
cool. I know a
yeah.
few other games who have
It's
at
just
least tried to do that. Like you just pick up a new weapon and it's like a, I guess, quote unquote, awakened form or some shit after like you
Yeah.
beat a challenge or something. I
Fuck
don't
yeah.
know. I'd like to see more of that, but I know it's probably semi difficult, especially like branching off into that aspect of like character immersion and shit. It's like I don't know. It's like what do you need and what do you not necessarily need? You know?
Yeah. Let's take it back a little bit. We've kind of like gone off the tracks and drove perfectly, but like let's hop back on here. X, could you tell us a little bit about like how far back this Kaizo scene goes? Because you were telling me before the show started that there were some, like the original Kaizo hack was from like 2000 and was it 6 or 7, somewhere in there?
Wait, really?
2006. Yeah, 2006. So actually the tool that everybody uses to do these ROM hacks called Lunar Magic, it was out when I was in high school in like the 90s. People have been doing this for like a long time.
Damn.
But Kaizo itself, when it got made into this, it was first, you might have heard Asshole Mario. It's kind of got some internet legend fame from watching
Mhm.
people play it and raging hard. Yeah. So this guy, Tony Takamoto, created the first like legitimate Kaizo hack in like 2006, I believe is what it is. It was called Kaizo Mario 1, or it was called Kaizo Mario World, but then he made 3 of them, so we refer to him as Kaizo 1, 2, and 3. And kind of like it's like a kind of a badge to go and back and beat those, because they're not good. They're not they're not made to be played fluidly. Well,
Yeah.
newer Kaizo rests on where you don't stop moving. For some reason that's a thing. I don't necessarily like that. Old Kaizo, it's like you go, you land somewhere safe, and it presents you with a new um a new challenge that you look at and you have time to look at. Anyway, that's far from the case. After that kind of happened, there was a few more hacks, but the really big one was Grand Poo World. And
I
yeah,
just
I
love
know.
that one too.
So
Jesus
if you guys
Christ.
don't know who Grand Pooh Bear is and Barbarous King, that's what the whole thing. He made Grand Pooh World for his friend Grand Pooh Bear, and it kind of blew up. It was kind of a mix of old and new Kaizo, and it was right also around the Mario Maker 1 time. So it's like a lot of other people were starting to like get into it, and that was the first big boom of Kaizo. Is around like when did Mario Maker 1 come out?
Oh man, it was a while ago.
Kind of sounds synonymous with the societal progression of instant gratification and move.
You think? Oh my
Action,
god!
action, action.
Do you think that
It
maybe
very much
Kaizo
is.
impacted our world? Maybe Kaizo started a fucking snowball, and everyone's
Maybe
attention rate went down from there.
yeah,
Everyone's
right.
pointing at TikTok. Maybe it was Kaizo Mario the whole time.
Facts, dude.
That was it.
She'll look into this.
That was
Yeah,
it.
dude.
So that was the first big boom. It was right there around 2015, and you had people like Pangea Panga, who people have heard of because of Game Grumps stuff, where they tried to play his like impossible levels.
Yes. Yeah.
And after it just started growing and growing, and people started trying to see what could we do that's never been done, or how can we make this harder? How can we make this even more difficult? So you roll up to 2019, and the second installment of the Grand Pooh World series comes out, and that all of a sudden it just almost everybody that I like watch that's newer in Kaizo said that they got into Kaizo because of watching Grand Pooh World 2 and just seeing like this amazing story told with no lines of crashing a boat and ending up on an island, and all the levels kind of flow into one another. So whereas like it started as start and stop obstacle, it turned into this entire game with stories and subplots and hidden stuff. One of the coolest things about Grand Pooh World 2, if you select the second player option and then you start select out of the first level, it brings you to a Luigi only level that's important for solving the puzzle that keeps you from getting to the end of the game. And you have to find that out. So there's like new secrets, there's cool stuff. I mean, just interesting fucking great stuff. And we're here now like in 2024, and people have entire like cutscenes
Oh
in
my
a
god,
Mario
really?
game. Yeah, yeah. Oh, entire cutscenes, people and dialogue. There's a very famous hack where they recreated the story of Final Fantasy VII.
Awesome.
And I mean, it's like, and you can totally tell when you get to Nibelheim. It's like it looks like Nibelheim. Costa
Oh
del
my
Sol,
god.
you're on a beach level. All the boss sprites are all miniaturized versions, like 2D versions of Final Fantasy enemies.
That sounds so cool.
It's so great to see where we've come from, such a small portion of gamers to now like it's just amazing to see what it's become.
Yeah, I mean it sounds pretty phenomenal. I mean, this sounds like one of those things that I would watch like a 3-hour YouTube video on, going over the fucking history of it and the, notable people,
actually,
like some summoning salt shit.
So actually, one of the like original Kaizo dudes, Glitchcat7, he put out like it's like a 4 or 5 hour long video about the history of Kaizo, and some of it actually can date back to the original SMB1. That someone did a modification to SMB1 that made it Kaizo. Technically, Kaizo just stands for rearranged, but it's been more adapted to a certain type of hack now. Because there's also like a standard hack that's like if somebody built a level that was supposed to look like a regular SMB3 level or a regular Super Mario World level, no crazy tricks, just enemies running, power ups. They have those too, which are really cool too.
Kind of surreal to just hear how much of a community has become around that when
It's fucking beautiful, man. It's
yeah,
like, it
especially
feels
when
like some early 2000s shit still.
Well, that's the cool thing about it. It's like it's kind of like a retro experience within the communities, you know, alongside of this, you know, AAA bullshit that everybody else is going through. It's like we found something that we liked that's, you know, not like super retro, but like modernized. That's like we don't care about AAA. It's fucking all about Kaizo. It's it's great, dude.
It puts
Listen,
fun in
I'm
communities
simple
first.
man. I see jump, I jump. Simple
It's-
man.
Hey, what was the name of that guy that made that hour-long video you were talking about? Or the
Glitchcat7. Twitch.tv/glitchcat7. If anybody wants to go watch him, he's a cool dude, very, very awesome, down to earth guy. He's actually a comic book artist and a musician too. He kind of does a little bit of everything. Very cool guy.
dope. Okay, I've got it set aside. That's gonna be a fucking incredible time, I bet.
It's a fun journey.
So I see here you've also been going through some of the older COD titles. How's that
Oh,
been?
God.
Yeah, so we were
How's that
talking
been
about that
faring?
earlier. Well, okay, so
Do
I
tell.
had never played the original Modern Warfare campaign.
Oh,
I started right with Modern Warfare 2 and then went on, so I had to pick up anything that happened in COD like along the way. Didn't really know. So it's like Modern Warfare 2, I hit that, it was really good. I loved it. I still remember loving it. It was you know, that scene where Shepard turns on you and shoots you at the
Yeah.
yeah, dude, that ooh.
Yeah. By the helicopter. Yeah.
Everybody's ready at that next level. Everybody's ready on that next level.
Shepard's a
And
piece
then
of
like
shit.
Black Ops. Oh yeah, dude. Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 fucking amazing, dude. Especially Black Ops 2 was not given the credit as far as story and being able to change your guns like so you didn't have to just like get given what they give you.
Yeah.
But then I got to Black Ops 3 and it's like this
What's
is
going
the
on?
most weird,
Yep.
far-fetched, fucking crazy
Yep.
nonsense. Nonsense. And everybody was like,
Yep.
oh, but Christopher Maroney from Law and Order's in it. It's like, and
Bro, it was so confusing.
oh
It
fuck.
was
yeah,
so
it's like
confusing.
who? Okay, so is it Taylor inside the Frozen Forest, or is it just like his mind, or is it just the AI's portion of it, or what? But he has all of it. But he has function. What? So he rips out his link, right? He rips out the Neuralink right at the end, and then he's still there. It's like, but that's you're stepping all over your own fucking story. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I playing Black Ops 1 and 2 and Modern Warfare, it was just like these are so good and they're so much fun. Just reminded me of how good those games were and how single player FPS like sort of fell off.
Oh, but
So here's the thing, and some of my friends have been giving me shit for this, but I don't listen to them only because they haven't played it yet. The most recent Modern Warfare games were also really good, not just from a story perspective, but just seeing how technology has advanced within video games since then. I mean, there is some overlap with like the Modern Warfare, the OG Modern Warfare stories. Like Shepard still turns on you like the piece of shit he is in Modern Warfare 2, but they do kind of change the story just a little bit, but both ways. The like the most recent Modern Warfare campaigns are actually pretty fun, actually like really good too. So I don't know. I mean,
believe
my
it or
friends are just my
not,
friends.
my dad's been fucking sending me videos of the newer Modern Warfares, like, 'cause, you know, because
Oh, he's
he's
playing it.
Oh
no,
yeah.
not yet, but he's a big graphics junkie when it comes to video games and anything that looks really clean. Um,
Oh well, yeah,
now that he's kind of like, you know, getting settled into work and getting on the end of times,
yeah.
he's been asking me like what console he should get into, and he's gonna probably get back into gaming and stuff like that. So yeah, he's been sending me like Modern Warfare 3 videos and stuff, and I'm just like, yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
you missed
simple
a
enough.
lot. You missed a lot.
If you look up the Clean House campaign story from Modern Warfare 2019, just look up Clean House on YouTube. That is probably, I mean, besides like Gillies in the Mist, one of my all-time favorite
Yeah.
story missions. And there are actual people who were in the military who actually reviewed that specific mission just because of like the tactical approach that they took to infiltration in that mission. It is so good, man. They did a great job.
Is that the one where you're clearing out all the safe houses looking for Al Assad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You're
Okay, yeah, that's
one of the safe
I
houses.
remember that from COD 4, and that was a badass level.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yeah.
one of the few
No,
levels I actually
they
really
a
did
really good
enjoy.
job.
Yeah, man.
Really good, man.
Old man's probably gonna get a PS5, dude.
Okay.
He was asking me, he's like, should I go Xbox or PlayStation? I'm like, you're not gonna be playing multiplayer. Get a fucking PlayStation. The fuck? The hell? Or exclusive. You'll have a greater time, especially with graphics and shit. But on the side of
Yeah, if
that,
he's a graphics nut for sure.
he's probably also gonna end up getting a PC for like flight simulators and stuff too. So it's like, what like you gotta pick something, man.
One of these days, my
Yeah.
dream is to do that exact thing, is to fucking get a souped up like flight simulator thing and get like one of those simulation cockpits and shit when I've got too much money to spend and no idea what to spend it on. I'm just
Bro,
gonna fucking I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna build one of those like sim racing setups where you fucking emulate the whole front of a fucking car. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
fucking one of my uncles actually is, I guess, kind of halfway there. Um he's got like, he's more into like the like 747 like passenger plane kind of simulator. So he's got, he's got the whole yoke and everything. He's got the whole throttle set. Um and he just bought one of those, I guess you could call it like one of um the radio equipment. It literally, has all the numbers, all the dials and everything, so you can tune your radio station to,
Oh, that's cool.
whatever off of it. So he was like sending me pictures of it, and he's like, dude, I gotta hit up your dad. We go fly tandem again. I'm like, bro. Apparently that was a big thing that they used to do back in the day. Like they would land set up right next to each other and just fucking play pilot co-pilot. Fucking back in the days.
Damn. I mean, honestly, that's a special kind of lit. It's a different kind of experience. I get it.
It's
100%.
really cool.
Hell yeah.
I still personally want to, if I'm gonna invest in a flight sim, I think I'm gonna fully drop out into DCS world. Um, God, I would love to just kind of, get in the cockpit of like a F-18 or some shit all over again.
That'd be cool.
The one thing that they don't have is they still don't have a fucking actual F-22 in that game yet. And it kind of, it's the one
That's
thing
wild to me.
holding me back from hitting that purchase button right now.
Mm.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. Where I'm at, planes are cool. Give me a spaceship.
Dude,
Give me a fucking spaceship.
Yeah,
honestly,
Yeah. I mean, listen, I got a HOSA setup that I use that I clip onto my fucking table, and I've used it for Star Citizen a couple times, and I rigged it up to do like Elite Dangerous, and we did like No Man's Sky a little bit. I just want a good spaceship game that I can build a whole fucking nerdy little cockpit for, and I can go shoot other people or run shit place to play. Basically, I need Star Citizen to get finished and to be an actual good video game. I need it.
I've been wanting to just get like, just cut the bullshit, buy 2 fucking twin sticks, and just go back to Elite Dangerous for a few fucking weeks.
Dude, twin sticks is the way to go. That's the HOSAS thing I got going.
Yeah.
I honestly, I would say though, listen, one of the things that I love doing the most in those games is trench running. I love racing. I love like flying low to the ground and doing tricks and shit. That's just who I am. And
Oh, a barrel.
when you look at, yeah, like listen, if I'm in a fucking spaceship, I want to be Luke Skywalker. I want to be running the trenches and blowing up the fucking Death Star. That's me. And so I when you watch how that process plays out between Elite Dangerous and then Star Citizen, you will never want to go back to Elite Dangerous. It's
For
it's
real,
just
like that,
so
huh?
different. Yeah, no, I mean it's literally that much better. And I have some buddies I've been playing with, and they've got thousands of hours in Elite Dangerous, and they agree with me. It's just it looks better, it carries momentum better. There are people that do like montages of flying around tight corners, low on planets and shit, and it's more fun to watch. Like it's totally different. All
And you
that
can
being said,
actually go into first person in Citizen, right?
yes. Yeah, you
Oh,
can.
okay.
Yeah, you can fly from the cockpit and stuff. Um it's good. It's just the game itself is like not very performant. It's pretty buggy. Um it's kind of boring otherwise, like making money. But it's good.
I'm sorry. Did you say a Bethesda game was buggy?
Yeah, word.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know why Bethesda can't shake that. Like they
Yeah.
can't shake that. They're never gonna beat those allegations. Every game, it's like, which is
Wait,
I think at this point it's almost like if they made a game that wasn't a little buggy, we would be like, is it really a Bethesda game?
Yeah,
who
at
makes
this
Star
point.
Citizen?
No, Star Citizen is
Oh,
You're
you're
thinking
thinking
of
we're
Starfield.
thinking of
You're
I'm
thinking
thinking
Starfield.
you're thinking
Alright.
Starfield, yeah.
Now, listen, I was gonna
Sorry,
say,
my bad. My
don't
bad.
get me
No.
started on
All right.
Starfield. That made me very sad. I was very, very fucking sad.
Bro, I still haven't gotten
Star
past like the
Citizen.
first 20 minutes of that game.
Oh God, dude, don't remind me. Don't fucking remind me. Yeah, Star Citizen is it's an indie project, kind of. I mean, they've made millions and millions of dollars, but they're in like perpetual like alpha or beta, and they're never gonna come out. Kind of like Escape from Tarkov.
Gotcha.
So, but it's cool. I mean, it's cool. The game as it is right now, you can play it, and it's got these massive ships that you can get in and walk around in. You can, I mean, it's really dope. It sounds really cool on paper, and then you get into the game, and you're like, you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna mine for money, and then you mine for like 20 minutes, and you're like, holy fucking shit, shoot me. Um, but you know, the other things are cool about it. I've had cool experiences in it, but
is it
there's
like
nothing
mining
to
an
say yet.
RP?
No, it's like way harder. It's
Oh, I was gonna say it's worse. So I was like, damn.
well, it is kind of worse.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's a life simulator. That's kind of what it is. Like they want it to be a universe simulator. It's not just about spaceships. It's not just about all this shit. Like you load in and you lead an actual life. Like you could role play in it way better than you could with like GTA RP, I bet.
Ooh, yeah. Oh yeah.
But
Now
the
we're
idea
talking. I'm
is-
listening now.
Yeah, but the idea is you go in and you have a ship from your initial package that you buy in on. And then you are let loose into the universe to do any number of jobs to make money in any way you please. And when you're mining, you have to go and you have to get a ship that's big enough to carry the mining vehicle. You have to rent the mining vehicle, get in your ship, and fly it all the way to the planet. And then stop the ship, open the cargo door, pull the vehicle out, and then go mine the shit individually, like each rock. I mean, it's like every bit of the process you have to do. And it's
Oh, so
kind of
it's not
hard.
just asteroid mining like everything else.
Correct. And I think you can asteroid mine, or maybe that's coming up, but it's a lot of it is like on foot because the game, unlike Elite Dangerous, was made with the intention of getting out of your ship and maneuvering around it. And
Yeah.
I mean, there are really cool moments too. Like there were some times where I'd be out mining and I would watch another ship land in the distance, and I would just pull out a gun and go sneak up on them and fucking take them out, and then go take their ship wherever I wanted it and like go sell it to somebody. You know, it's pretty fucking dope sometimes, and then other times you're sitting there just mining away at rocks, and you're like, cool, I could be doing anything else. So I mean, it's complicated, but it's got a very promising future. I think it's pretty neat.
I think if I think if Eve did something,
Oh man.
more expansive like that, that's
Mhm.
not like a, third person view of, basically a third person MMO tab target thing. Like, I think that would probably be it right there.
Yeah.
Because they already have all the mechanics. It's just a third person tab target.
Yeah, dude. Eve has made so much
Damage
fucking
numbers.
money.
Hope your rolls are better than mine. Haha. Like,
I'd be very curious to know what kind of money Eve has made. I mean, I'm sure lots and lots of money, right?
dude, they've have you not seen the story of like um people actually spending, up like whole clans spending in upwards of around $1 billion just in like
Yeah, no, I've seen some of those. That's
playerships?
why I'm saying like
Yeah.
they kind of have to
What?
be in the cash.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think it's like I don't think it's like 1-to-1 like actual US dollars. I think it's kind of like a converted kind of like microtransaction thing, but still it's like, people have possibly paid this much money into at least ship customizations and to get into these battles to lose their whole entire fucking ship.
Yeah. Well, and
That's crazy.
there are a lot of those like stories that go like I don't know, they blast out of their intended audience when like two big guilds are getting ready to fight each other and like some drama happens
Yeah.
and the crazy thing is like when one side loses, it's really crazy because that's like thousands of dollars worth of shit that they spent money on that's just gone now.
Yep.
Um, I mean, it's kind of wild, and I'm very surprised with the knowledge that they have and the money that they've made from that game that they haven't made like a more expansive, more involved space game. That's just
Hon-
weird to me.
Honestly, now that I think about it, at the end of the day, Albion Online is just like a semi medieval watered down version of Eve.
Really.
Yeah. That's pretty much all it is, honestly.
I haven't tried that yet.
So you said you played the Silent Hill 2 preview. How did that go?
No, I didn't play it. So that I don't know if you guys have seen all the fucking craziness that's been going on like online with people really upset about they had the combat
Silent Hill,
preview.
yeah. Yeah.
That
Oh
just
no, what happened?
I
yeah,
haven't
so
watched it yet. I've been kind of scared to, but I have seen the Twitter discourse.
so let me just I have let me just say this real quick.
Paint the
Silent
picture.
Hill fans deserve less. Deserve less. Bro, they're remaking the second game, which we never thought we'd ever get a remake of any of those games because Konami is in gambling fucking flux.
Yeah.
They're doing that thing. And then like they show this combat trailer because it was asked of them. Because it was asked of them, and people flip out. Now, we could discuss for the next 12 hours what is and isn't a Silent Hill game or what makes a Silent game. I'm not going to get into those semantics. That's ridiculous. What I am going to say is that Silent Hill 2 had no meaningful combat. Everything was attack animations and getting stuck in corners and
Yep.
cheesing bosses. Now Silent Hill has meaningful combat. Things look like actual battles. It looks more intense. And not just because it's faster and over the shoulder third person, because you actually have a strategy. You can move.
Okay.
You can do these things that you couldn't do in the original one. And for people
You
to
can
like
move.
lose it over the fact that they're
Love that.
well, yeah, because it's not, we all remember tank
Yeah, the
controls.
OG
Man.
was
We all remember tank controls. Yeah, I can't just step to the side. I have to turn 90 degrees
Yep.
and then walk.
Okay, but like,
And it's like-
listen, tank controls have a
Yep.
very special place in my heart as someone whose first ever game ever was Resident Evil 2, and I think the hate for tank controls is a little exaggerated. That's all I'll say.
I don't.
Well,
I
Resident
don't
Evil
hate
2's problem
tank
was the
controls
camera
at all.
angles.
No, hey, that is literally
I-
like the best part about Resident Evil 2, dude.
It's the camera angles, bro.
That's the best part about it.
Hey, Twitter, please don't take this one and run with it.
Resident Evil 2 had the dick pic angles, bro. It was,
Yeah,
it was always just like the fucking.
It was a pioneer, dude. It was fucking brilliant. It was ahead of its time. It was incredible. It was so fucking good. And I'll be honest, like, listen, I mean, I know you get into an area and you're like, holy fuck, this looks so like Bizarro world. And then you go around a corner and you're getting chased by a zombie. You are not going to tell me that you are not more fucking scared because you are in that dumb fucking camera angle. Shit. That is, I think that is
absolutely.
I think that is literally the entire point, and I think that it helps the game. I think that like not really being in full control of who you are and what you're looking at. Like when I'm getting fucking chased from my life around a corner, I'm shitting my pants already. And then I come around the corner and I'm like, what button do I even hold to go that way? Now suddenly I'm crying. I'm ready. I'm like, life is flashing before my eyes. I'm ready to pause the game and never come back, you know?
100%.
And that also brings up that like those old REs had a much more huge like skill entry gap because dude, like you're running from something and the first time you're in an area and you hit a new camera angle and it's like, where am I standing? Where is something? Where am I supposed to be running? And what you're taking everything for the first time, especially like, listen, I got ADHD like a motherfucker. When I hit my door, I have no idea why I went out there. It's done. Same thing with RE. I turn a corner, camera angle changes, it's gone. Not a thought in my head.
Damn straight. Damn straight. And let's not even get started on the door animations that take 30 whole seconds. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
They're my favorite thing. I think they really add to. Listen, when someone is chasing and trying to bite my ass, and I run up to this door and I press a button, and suddenly everything just stops, and then the door opens and makes a fucking creepy ass sound. Yeah, I mean,
or you go back to Resident Evil 1 where you had to walk up the stairs and it showed step by step.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Fuck. I need to play through them again. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Oh man. But I really think Silent Hill 2, I don't know, like, so if you guys have ever heard of Bloober, the company that's making Silent Hill 2 right now, the remake, they are a fucking failure.
Yeah.
There's one good Bloober game. It's called Control. But if you guys have ever played Layers of Fear, it seems like it's good, and then it turns out to just be shitty. Layers of Fear 2 wasn't good either. There's a bunch of these games. They're really, really horrible with handling stuff like accurate depictions of mental health. If you guys have ever watched or played the Blair Witch game that came out a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
That was Bloober. That was fucking awful.
It was.
It kind of was.
Terrible. It was terrible. And so I already don't have very big expectations, but from what we saw in the preview, like nothing that they showed leads me to believe that something's wrong. I still just don't think it's going to be good. You're taking a game with a rabid fan base, and it's the most popular in the entire series of like 12, 13, 14, probably like 20 games now. Yeah. And you think you're going to make it and it's going to be perfect. Listen, RE4 did it, and somehow they accomplished what they wanted, but dude, I think it's going to get eaten alive.
Dude, I really do think
Silent Hill fans deserve less.
I really do think, that being said, that they looked at Capcom and they were like, oh fuck. They're like, they're making a lot of money doing this. And then they're like, well, I mean, we could do it too. And then I don't know. I think Blooper could really easily fuck it up, but also if it, like, I'm praying for it to be good just because I want a good Silent Hill 2 remake. That's it. I just want one.
We've been too long without Silent Hill, and I mean, well, they just released the free game for the PS5, the Short Message.
I haven't checked
that out. And I mean, that
either.
was. But people are already like, oh, this isn't like a real Silent Hill game. It's like, we're back to the fucking Breath of the Wild discourse. Well, it's a good game, but it's not a good Zelda game. Shut up.
Yeah. That's the one thing I wish
Shut
would
up.
just die with the whole like remake community. It's like it's you can't have the expectations of the old and expect them to be transferred to the new. You know, it's just not gonna happen. And
Yeah.
and I think that whole kind of generality around the whole remake thing is kind of what, you know, again gives these gamers the unrealistic expectations of I deserve, you know, a game that I want. Like, no, you don't. It's a fucking entertainment industry. Nobody's
That is not
catering to
how it
one
works.
person. Yeah.
Not at all.
Like, fucking drop your fucking ego and go fucking, you know, take a coding course yourself and then figure it out, dude. Like,
Well, you saw that with all the discourse when RE3 remake came out, and everybody shit on that game, and it's like
yeah.
the remake is not that bad. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not bad. So to
It's
call it, I
like
mean,
2
objectively
was great.
bad.
3 was eh.
2 was
it,
wonderful.
it
2
it's
was
like
wonderful.
it's
Yeah.
like if Rare came out with Conker's Bad Fur Day nowadays. It's not
Oh.
gonna be the same fucking game.
Uh,
But
well, true, but like, still give it to me.
yeah, so exactly. I will
It's
consume
literally
it.
in like my top fucking 3 list of IPs that I would like revived faithfully. It Conquer's in there.
Yeah, but like if they do it, it's not gonna be the exact same fucking game, obviously. So it's
Yeah.
like you're gonna have those people still complaining, well, it doesn't have N64 control. Fucking get out of here, dude. Then we have 2 sticks now, boys.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
Sticks.
Exactly.
Get 'em.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact.
Get 'em.
You're not wrong.
Like,
That's a fact.
fuck, man. It's
I would like
just
to point out as well, real quick, before we move too far away from the Silent Hill discourse, that Silent Hill game that came out for free on the PlayStation 5. I know I've seen people saying shit like, "Oh, it's not like a real Silent Hill game." I just want to point out that the creature design in that game was done by Masahiro Ito, who is literally the guy that made Pyramid Head and did Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3. So I don't know what more you could fucking want from that. I mean,
Oh, and when you see the creature the first time, it's fucking shocking. I
it?
won't spoil it, but
oh man, I'm
yeah,
excited.
oh, I tell you, great game, great
Cool.
game.
I'm excited to try it.
Oh, hey Mike, maybe you can answer this for me real quick. So my dad was looking at a PS5 bundle, and I haven't seen a bundle in a while, so maybe you can weigh in on this. It's the PS5 2.8 terabyte. Comes with the Spider-Man 2 for $794.
So the only
794.
problem with me answering this is that I don't have a PS5.
Oh, I
So
thought you
I don't
did.
actually. No, I don't
794
actually.
sounds kind of high, right?
Yeah, that's
Honestly,
what I
I
was
feel like
thinking.
that's pretty high. I do feel like that's pretty high.
Even
I mean,
for coming
usually-
with Spider-Man 5, because the regular PS5s only come with like a terabyte hard drive, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's like a 2.5
So-
terabyte upgrade with Spider-Man for
2.5 terabyte?
I'm seeing
one
like
1.5. Sorry.
I'm seeing like the slim console at with Spider-Man 2 for 500 at Best Buy. But it looks like it's sold out. It might be that it's a scalper that's like selling it for higher because they're hard to get. But they do have the regular PS5s. There's the slim console digital edition for $449. I mean,
Yeah,
go buy the game.
that just seems really fucking high for just Spider-Man and 1.5 more terabytes.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree on this one. I'd have to agree.
Sick. Nice teamwork, team.
We
Killed
did
that
that
one.
With
Break.
that.
Shit. Well, we're actually pretty damn close to an hour.
Yeah. I
Unless you
think
guys
we-
have any closing thoughts, I think we can get by with the social plugs and get this up on the YouTubes.
Is that YouTube?
I just noticed I still have Nico's name in the fucking. God damn it.
I saw that. I was like,
There you go.
Go ahead and tell them about your day. So far, J Dog. Let them know.
My day? Oh my god! What you mean? You mean the fact that I woke up like 25 minutes before before podcast started and completely we skipped the pre-show?
I was like, "Are we not doing the pre-show today?" I was like, "Wait, oh,
So
I don't see video."
for those of you who haven't heard, since I'm in Mountain Standard Time in Arizona right now because Arizona's weird. Um, all our time zones are actually fucked up. Like Juice is an hour behind me, Kyle's an hour ahead of me. We're all kind of all over the fucking place. Um, I've been staying up stupid ass late playing RP till about 5 a.m. for like the last week. So I figured, I'll be a responsible human being tonight and go to bed around midnight. 2 hours later, I finally end up going to bed. Of course, I was like, I took some Advil PM because I'm like, all right, that's 8 hours of sleep. That'll get me to like 10 o'clock. I won't wake up too groggy or anything. I go to bed to set my alarm. I set it for 11 a.m. my time, but I forgot to turn it on. So I wake up at 2 fucking 35 with a text from Mike, and he's like, "So what are we doing the pre-show?" And meanwhile, I wake up to Christina, laying next to me in the bed, probably like been awake for the past hour or so. I'm just like, so you didn't even bother trying to like, wake me up or anything. We've done XP share for almost a year now, and like, okay, dude. So
I'm sure Christina. She's probably like, "What?" It's like, okay.
yeah,
All right.
She's
All
like,
right.
she's like, how am I supposed to know? Like, because we haven't been doing this for the last like year, like even if it's on an off Sunday, at least like, hey, aren't you doing XP share today? No, I'm not. It's an off week. Like, that's the worst that could happen, So, fucking 2:35, trying to get everybody ready, and even Kyle was like, "Oh, so we're going in an hour, right?" I'm like,
Yeah. And he was
Fuck.
like, no, actually, we're starting in 15 minutes. I was like, oh, okay. I'm literally streaming like, yeah, I got another hour. Fuck it.
This time zone shit sucks, man. I mean, I think we're gonna I think the best idea is to just keep it here, just because again, it's an hour behind for Mike, it's an hour ahead for Kyle. And if we do go straight PST, it's just gonna fuck everything up more. So I think I'm just gonna blast that out to kind of get it in everybody's heads, because I think a lot of our community here has been kind of flabbergasted as well. Like, oh shit, you guys started already? Oh, whoops. But yeah,
I'm here.
that was my morning. X, if you want to start off throwing down socials, feel free to put them in the chat, shout them out, whatever your heart desires.
Yeah, you can find me. I'm usually only streaming right now Sunday and Monday, and I'm streaming mostly my hack creation. So if you want to see how Mario World hack, you can come drop by twitch.tv/ItzEcks ITZECKS. I'm actually not in the chat right now because I had to shut everything because my internet was not cooperating. So if someone could plug that in there for me, that'd be
I got you, Doug.
much appreciated.
Billy wants our autographs for future reference.
True.
Every single one of us.
I'll give it
Oh
up.
yeah.
Michael.
Here, and I think I got a pen.
Yeah.
I'll sign my camera like they do at the U.S. Open.
Yeah. Linktree here, brothers and brotherettes. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have juice went on everything. Some things is one name, some things another. So just use a Linktree. Makes life easy. Makes life
Linktree's
easy.
great.
There's me.
The beacons, bro. The
The bees.
beacons.
The beacons.
I've still,
Well, if I could just real quick, thank you guys for having me on and just all that. This was a ton of fun to get to talk shop with you guys.
Oh, of course. We'd
It was a great time. I had a good
love
time.
love to have you back at some point. I'm gonna I need to just start reaching out to people because we're getting at the end of our list of people to contact. So we're gonna have to start doing some homework here.
The thing is, we have people we can definitely reach out to for sure. So
Oh, we do
That'd be
for
fun.
sure. It's just the fact of
I think we
actually
should.
getting them to fill out the form so we're aligned.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. I think being like close to 20 episodes deep, I think we kind of got a little bit of credibility now too. I
Yeah.
would not doubt that with the right email, we could get like some indie devs in here to talk about shit or some other gaming shit going on. I think we should do some shit like that soon.
Yeah,
Maybe
I've
plan
been
like
Yeah.
those like a couple weeks out, but
I do actually. That does remind me. I did. Remember, I said I hit up a bunch of people like end of September.
Mhm.
So maybe I'll follow up with some of them because a lot of them said like, "Yeah, this year isn't good for us." Blah blah blah, stuff like that. So maybe I can poke some of them. We could get. I know for a fact the. I wanted to say Path of Exile guys. No, the last Epoch guys. Um, couldn't do anything till this year. That would be fun to get them on.
yeah.
Also, full disclaimer, um, I finally comped the Crack Media domain.
Oh shit.
So we now have an official email for that if we
Hell
do
yeah.
go that route and not XP share official. So don't try going to that website. There's nothing there. It's just I bought the domain, so it's ours now. Nobody can take it.
It's a black hole.
Yeah, I was like the past couple months. I'm like, fuck. The longer I wait for this, the more chance somebody's gonna fucking take it.
Is it crackedmedia.com or is it cracked.media?
It's cracked dash media, unfortunately.
Dash, what the fuck?
If so, everywhere I looked, crackedmedia.com was bidding for over $4,000.
Yeah, it's gonna be expensive.
Yeah.
We got a .media domain pretty cheap though for I used to, well, I still do, but we haven't in a long time for this podcast I do with some of my best buds. We got hoodlums.media for pretty cheap. I wonder if you could find like
That's not bad.
crack.media.
Maybe. Okay.
Be cool. But I mean this one's cool
cracked
too
out
though.
media. Yeah, no, I like that actually. I'll have to I'll have to look at that. Maybe GoDaddy because of this crack dash media I got for like they hit me with a deal for like $3 a month for the next year.
Damn.
Yeah, so
I love those.
I'm
I
like, there's
fucking love
no
those.
there's no way I could pass up on this right now.
That's true.
too
At
good.
that point, you just grab it just because you're like, you
Yeah.
know what, it's mine.
For sure.
But yeah, normal shit. You can find me at JDogging anywhere, Twitch, Twitter. I was gonna say Instagram and Facebook, but I don't even use those anymore. But most importantly, join our Discord, guys. Don't look at my stuff. Join our Discord. Discord will have all your relevant information. It has all the boys when they go live. They'll be up top in the list. So whenever Kyle's streaming, Juice, X, anybody's streaming, that's the best way to find them. And of course, we'll also have XP share information there. We, put up the replays and all that, and soon to be some competitions. Even though we've been saying that for a couple months and haven't really solidified anything. Also, speaking of guys, we need to set aside a time to look over these video editors real quick. Even though I'm
Yes.
pretty sure
Yeah.
we're going to go with fully custom either way. But it's been fun. Thank you, X, for joining us. It was a great time.
Thanks
Let
for
me
having
know
me.
if you ever want to jump on again. There's always
Yeah, if you need anybody, I'm usually around on Sundays. So
hell yeah, always different things to talk about. We can go on for hours on dumb shit. But
Yeah, what
this
you
is.
have?
Oh wait, hold on. I should probably get this going before. Duh. Anyways, this has been XP Share, episode 18. We will see you guys next time. Peace.